How you doing, Ralfy here, Ralfy Customs? Vlog time again. Can't really see, I can't hear anything. I've got this fucking helmet on. Fucking full. Fuck my fucking pea super out here this morning, so that made for an interesting ride in. Fuck about, that was great. So, something a bit different from me today. I don't normally share this, but we're tattooing today. So, quick panorama of the studio. Yeah, now, for those that don't know, I've tattooed, I did my first machine tattoo in 1984, and I carry that torch today. We had a studio in the local town for many years, and now I'm fortunate enough to have one on site, to have one where the workshop is, so do private work. We just tattoo nice people with nice tattoos, I use handmade machines. Which is a tradition that I was again fortunate enough to keep alive. These are all either made by me or traded, etc., from other machine builders around the world. So yeah, handmade electric tattoo machines. There you go. So we've got a nice Mr. Nigel in today. He's not here yet. I'm just getting my stall set out, ready to get some ink done. So look, this is Mr. fucking Nige. One of my oldest regular customers. How long have you been getting tattooed by me, Mr. Nige?
2009, I think.
2009?
Yeah.
Oh, weird man. He says he's not a Geordie, but he talks like he is. He really pisses him off when I do that. So. Right. It looks worse on camera. You can see all ink and fucking blood. It looks worse on camera than it is in real life, but we've recoloured some of this fucking fantastic work that I did many years ago on it, and now it's sorted. Right, I'm creeping up to the end of this road because yesterday there was a huge eruption of birds. Look, can you see? There was 10 times this many yesterday. I spotted a car, so a dog walker's already been by and disturbed the flock of mixed fucking seagulls and crows by the looks of it, which is a bit random. Feasting on the seeds, I guess. So yeah, poor farmer. But a sight to behold in the morning when these things fucking go like it, the sky turns black. So we didn't get the full effect this morning. Morning? Well, there you go. We have an error. Not an error. We have a happy accident. They're fucking in it. So what? With a doodah, not enough in it on the. So we need to dogleg this to get a bit more clearance for the chain. We worked out. Like I say, G came up at the weekend and we looked at what we'd done. Well, he looked at what I'd done, and we worked out roughly where this is going to be. And it might be a bit fucking undercutty on the bottom of this. So we're going to put a dog leg in it today. We're going to do something like this. I think I might just fucking cut it out, you know. I might just fucking cut that out. Don't know, mate. Don't know. Cut it out. Put an L bracket down. There's ways and means. So we're looking at that. Oh, I've got a wheel spindle to make for our finger bob. Paul, if you're watching, and EN24T is what I want. That's not big enough. I can tell that is not fucking not 20 mil in diameter, the material that's in there. So that's not I'm going to do it. I don't want to make it out of VN8, which I've got quite a lot of. So that's a job that's going to have to wait for materials, I'm afraid. Let me just double check. Yes, as suspected, we are. Can't do it one-handed and show you, but we're just on 19. It's 19 mil, and we want 19.9. So it fell over. And you think about what you've done. So with that out, bollocks. We're going to have to chop these off. I want to try and save these if I can. And we're going to cut it here and do something. Right. So yeah, let's get on with that. Right. And then it's off with the end. Like so. And now we'll just trim up the end of that. Like so. And get the fucker bolted back in place. Righto. There we go. Now we just need to fucking work something out to to go in here. Now I could drill a second hole. I might actually drill a second hole. Go off this 18 mil. Sorry, 16 mil hole. G's took the fixings away. I might have something at 16 mil to put through it. And then put a smaller one there. And come across and down, maybe. I might go that way. I might even save the end, take this threaded end out, machine that tick off, put the fucking fixing in there. I'm sure that's the way to go. I think it needs to be more flusher than that. Right, so we're going for a third hole in line with this hole for the mounting of. That one will be filled in like. So let's get Mr. DeWalt on there. I'm going to drill it out 10 mil, which will give us clearance for a 3/8. But I'll use 10 mil to fit it up because I don't really have imperial fasteners like. It's fucking drill bits blunt. I'll give that a tickle up on the grinder and be back. Righto, take two. Let's see what this fucker does. Oh yeah, much better. He's slipping a bit in the chuck now because he's biting. We'll get our drilled through and then we'll go from there. Okay, so we're over at the Bridgeport. We're just going to do our best to drill out this top hole. Top hole, old bean. Like so. A little bit more lube if you don't mind. We'll get our drill through and then we can bolt up and transfer punch or something. The other one, the bottom one. Because that seems about the best way to go, right? Hole number 2. Scream if you want to go faster. So we've marked through with the transfer punch. We've clamped this up on the frame and then marked through to this second hole. That's just coming through now, and we're drilling it a little bit bigger, 10.5 instead of the 10 mil of the first one, just to give us a bit of wiggle room. Shut up then. So we're going to get it bolted in the frame. Whoa, sorry. Get it bolted in the frame and see how it fits. So here we go, we're fitting it up. Oh. Come on, focus for fuck's sake. Focus. Yeah, we're fitting it up. Clamp out, don't need to clamp the top one. Just clamp the bottom one, that'll pull it in, and then we see that we've got a bit of a gap. It's not an even gap. If it was an even gap, it'd be even, but it's not. So what I'm going to do is take a little bit out of this bend and a little bit out of that bend. I think that's going to get us where we need to be. We're over to the Atlas. And we're just facing this down. And machining the insert that we used on the Mark 1 engine mount. down to a thickness to use an end cap basically in the end of this tube. So we're going to put an end cap in the end of that tube, clean everything up, and that'll give us something nice to weld to. Reshape the bottom of this accordingly, and then Bob's your auntie. What I will probably do is put a gusset in just on the top bit of a gusset there, just to strengthen it up. Meanwhile, let's get some turning done. So we want it to be about 1.5 mm, 1.5 millimeters thick, which is not very thick at all. Like, it's just a shim, isn't it? You know, but it will all come good. We could trim the end of that pipe down, I guess, but now we've welded the brackets on it, it's going to be a bit of a bugger keeping it right, keeping it flat right. So this, my friends, is going to be the way to fucking go, I reckon. Now we've done that, let me check. Hold on, bear with. Right, that just jumped for you, didn't it? But there you go. Oh, dude, me. Now what I need to do is break that pesky TIG weld that I did. So I'm either going to switch out to a parting blade, which is going to be horrendous, I reckon, or a left-handed cutter, which I probably won't get in with. What I can use is this neutral pointy. That'll do it, won't it? That will do it, won't it? Yeah, so we can do this look, I think. We've got clearance. Yep. That pretty much right on it, and all we're doing is seesawing backwards and forwards, working our way in until we break through the tube wall. So there we go. That is not the most cinematographic fucking thing like, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut a gusset off camera, get it tacked in, then we'll have it all off, weld it all up and clean it up proper, and that'll be happy days. That'll be that rear engine mount finally done with plenty of clearance for the chain. If the chain even comes near that, then I think we've got a fucking issue. Right, so a little bit of Miss Tiggy Winkle's School of Precision Welding going on there, and I'm not sure the clip works. There we go. How I wanted it to work. The lens might be a bit fucking. It just shows. I don't want to get a copyright strike, so I'll talk really loud so you can't hear. Happy Sonic Missiles playing in the background, like. There you go. It's still a tad toasty there, so. There she is, boys, there she is. What a feat. Proper the long way round this fucking engine mount. Crikey. Next up, we have the oil tank mount, which again is going to be a fucking an engineering feat rivalled only by Isambard Kingdom Brunel. Gonna sit about there. Yeah, we've already had to chop the seat mount out, and we're gonna have to cut the seat base out for this because of where it sits like, and we're gonna have to move the outlet because that's just completely in the wrong place. But what we don't have to do is have it sitting anywhere apart from about where it is now. So got a couple of 1, 2, 3 blocks, 3, 2, 1 blocks, as I'll call them. If you know, you know. And we're going to have to try and take, we need to miss this because that represents the crossover for the rear brake that G's making. We're going to have to come off here, or something similar, and up and along. We need to make a big T-bracket type affair with a plate with a rubber on it and then loops on the end for these, because them ears there, they take a rubber band. Yeah, rubber band man hangs off there, along, down, and in again. Or don't know. That's gonna be the one, isn't it? Oh, I could come backwards. I could do it from behind, sir. For now, double end turned up. We could come up and forward. I quite like that. So yeah, fucking here we go. So now we've cut those, we're just squaring the ends up with the milling machine.
Bendy. Just put a bit of a curve in.
Nice and steady, nice light cut. There's going to be welded joints anyway. But we still need them to be true, don't we? So, Kasabian playing in the background with "I've got piles, I've got piles." There you go. So I've not got piles, by the way. And then we'll touch on this surface. Just check that square look. That's nice and square that way, so that's alright. And repeat it with the other piece that we've cut. This is going to be the shelf bracket type thing. Right, so this is going to fit something like in there somewhere. And this is going to fit something like under there somehow. So that's where we're at. Crazy kids. We just need to work a way of holding it, work out a way of holding it together. And we'll employ the services of some magnets, I think, to hold that up. And then we can tack it and go from there. Here we go, if it'll focus. Ow, bastard, it's hot. Who'd have thought? So that's that made. It's the next day now, yeah, so it's well cooled down. What I need to do is mount the fucker in there, don't I? So, try and show you kind of where it sits. It's not easy, so bear with. Put that on there. Grab that, reach round, and it sits underneath the oil tank there, yeah, with a rubber on it, so we want a gap, like that, and then it's going to go between those two. One there is going to bolt in there on a bracket that I'm yet to make. So what I need to do is make that bracket, and what I'm going to do is going to use a bit of this inch flat. I'm going to make a bracket that fits across the back with 2 holes in for 2 bolts. I think that's going to be more than enough, and then when we mount it we'll tack a bit of strapping on there or something similar to emulate the rubber sheet that it needs. It needs a rubber sheet on top of it for the oil tank to be isolated by, and then we just need to put a bar up with a bend on the end each way. So a bit of bar like that where the droop is, up it goes, and Bob's your auntie. So what I'll do off camera is I'll cut a piece of this 2 inches wide, and I'll drill 2 holes in it, and I'll do the same there, get them bolted together and tacked in. Right, so there's one bracket on. This is still fucking red hot. So see how hot it is. It's blue, look, the ends of that. Let's flip it over if I can without fucking taking my skin off. There you go. So I did tack to packer in wherever that's gone. There we go. Tack to packer in to represent the rubber. As soon as this cools off, I'll get it bolted up and show you the final thing all in place. So it's your rear engine mount, oil tank support in one. Happy days. I'm really pleased with how that was worked out, but wow, it's like something Isambard Kingdom Brew now would have put together like. And behold, brothers and sisters, there it is. There's where your rubbers go round. Pull it together. Sorry, there. Nice rubbers there as well. There'll be a rubber pad underneath where I've put a bit of steel. Bolts through onto that bracket that holds the rear of the engine. Top mount on the rear of the engine. Big cutout for the chain. Swoopy, shelfy, shelfy. That is that. Next up on the agenda, we're going to join the two frame rails to the headstock. Sorry, to the headsteader. There's the fucking headstock up the front. We're going to join these two rails to the headsteader. So we'll come up with some probably overcomplicated, over-engineered type of design to keep in keeping with the keeping of the keeping. Say what? What? So, Ron, look at that. How big captures. Fucking beautiful. But look at that. Look at the floods. Oh, let's try and zoom in. That should not be under fucking water. So we're flooded out, look. On the back lane. On my morning commute. Yeah. Quick traffic report from Matt, the scrap whisperer, if you're watching. There we go, there's the traffic report. Check out TNT channel. Rob over there. Doing some, I'll try and link if I remember, doing some fucking great work with rocket fuel, rocket stoves, fuck me. Rocket stoves and these bad boys. This is actually running on acetone at the minute. But it's an alcohol stove heater. I think acetone is a bit too rambunctious for it. Is we've got a lot of flames licking out the top, haven't we? So we're going to try it on, we've tried ethanol, which is methylated spirits basically, here in the UK. That's ethanol with purple dye in it. And we've tried isopropyl alcohol mixed with ethanol, which worked quite well. And acetone is a bit too leery, I think. We're going to try methanol when it arrives. So that there so far is working pretty fucking well. Like I say, it's a bit too much. And it needs a case making with a proper reflector in the back, because it'll reflect the radiant heat that mantle, this mesh section glowing red, is forming a mantle. And that is I don't mind telling you, it's fucking, you can't hold your hand over it. Well, it's flames for a start off, but it's proper kicks out the heat like. So yeah, there you go, we're playing with fire. There's fire, I say, fire. Right, so it's not like the end of the film The Thing, where fires all over the camp have got the temperature up a bit. It's fucking a foot away, honestly. A foot away you can feel it, and it's almost uncomfortable if you stay there very long. Although it is black sooting a bit as it's burning off the residue from that top can, that lid on the mantle. You know, it's the first time it's run proper, so that'll take some burning off and settling down. Apart from that, it runs quite clean, doesn't it? It's not too bad at all. I'm not sure what the byproduct of acetone is, but I think we'll be all right for ventilation. I don't think I'm going to be falling over from any kind of poisoning quite soon. And I certainly don't think that I'm going to be sweating my fucking tits off either, to be fair. So let's shed a bit of light on this. Look at the headstock for a few hours. And then I've got family shit to do, so that'll end this week's video. So we'll drill out a couple of brackets. Little looby-dooby. Where's my auto feed? Not here we go. Auto feed engaged. We're using the stop on the milling lathe. Sorry, I'm fucking about with my words, ain't I? Righto. Drill out a couple of these brackets. I usually spend a little bit of time pre-cutting a load of them blank in this 2-inch and a 1-inch version by 1.25 inches, because they're really useful for mounting stuff like. So I'm just going to drill out 2 of them for this edge steady type thing, and we'll see where we can go from there. A quick bit of jiggy clicks with it. Straight edge. first of all off this bracket onto this first new one, then we've bridged it from the first new one to the second new one, and Bob's your answer. They are now on the same plane, and I need to make a bit of something that's going to join the two together. Like, wait, there we go. Right, so we're having a rethink. I ain't happy with that. I'm going to weld a piece on. I'm going to weld that on there. Weld that on there. Not the cardboard, but weld a piece of 6mm that I've dug out a lot. So I'll get that cut out and shaped accordingly. Okay, we've got one side on, look. Made that plate. Just tacked it with the TIG. Tacked the bracket with the TIG because we're going for a one-piece construction with this old gal, and clamp your side to side. Here's the other side. This piece is going to fit in there. Oh, I'll just move that clamp out of the way. This is going to fit in there and clamp up. Sorry, bolt up accordingly, same as that side does. I've just clamped it into place, finished profiling the sides to match the bracket. It's an oddball thing, isn't it? And then I've gone through with a transfer punch through the holes. Well, I've sat it up here, look, on the vise there, and transferred through to get the hole centres, so we can drill this out in the pillar drill, and then we can clamp it all back up and get it in place and tack it with a TIG, and then Bob's your auntie. Happy days. So we'll get these holes drilled out on the pillar drill, which you may or may not notice, depending on how much of a regular viewer you are, is in its new location to the left of the Atlas, which is here. It used to be down the other end. Shine a bit of light on it now. Ooh, look at that, eh? Winter. So yeah, we've had a bit of a deal with our Barney, if you're watching. I don't think he watches, but he's had my little milling machine because I was roughly 3 mils, and that's unnecessary. So, he's took that off my hands, and now he's learning the art of milling, machine milling, like, and drilling with it. Basically, it's a beefed up pillar drill, like, it's a good bit of kit. Absolutely lovely bit of kit, but it's just gathering dust, so we freed up some space for me, and he got himself a new bit of kit. We relocated the pillar drill, so I got room to actually swing a cat like should I want to. I know, so it's still smoking. I don't know if you can see it on camera, but there we go. Now I might drill some relief holes in it, lighten it out a bit. Might not. I'll take it off, TIG it up, shot blast it, or media blast it I should say. It's not shot, is it? And then that's that head steady done. I mean, that engine is so fucking tied in now. It's got these natty brackets down the front, look. Yeah, they aren't showing up very. It's dark over here now. I've turned the light out because I'm packing up. It's got the Isn't Bob Kingdom brew now bracket that needs more work. It needs something else bringing off it to fit this. But that's the subject of another video entirely. And it's got the chunky mounts at the bottom there on the slots, you know, so happy days. There you go. That was an interesting journey, we'll say, and it is continuing along. So if you like what you see, give me a thumbs up, give me a sub, follow along, yeah? Check out my friends and merchandise in the description below, and I'll see you all on the next one. Lots of love, everyone.